Hello everyone and welcome to the third day of Beckhoff Live Interactive, live from the SPS trade show in Germany, in Nuremberg. It's a pleasure for me to welcome you again, maybe already for the third time, to listen to our little technology tour around our booth. And by purpose I started backstage because it looks so beautiful and pretty in front, but there's always a backstage behind, and this is actually our corner where the team is sitting and is helping us to get this half an hour done for you. But in front of stage, of course, we have all the technology highlights of the third day. If you have specific questions, do me a favor, use the chat function and just simply type in the questions, or use our email. This is meet@beckhoff.com, and you can get in direct touch with our colleagues who are supporting us on a technical point of view. And today I got a very special request for all of you listening from around the world. Do me a favor and type in the chat window where you're watching from. No more ever you are in the world, just write in, well, greetings from India, Malaysia, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, England, wherever you are. Send us little greetings and we have a feeling where you're watching us. Enough to begin. I'd like to hand over now to Felix, and we start right away with technology highlights on number 3. Here we go.
Before we do this, let's have a short look on appearance and beauty. So to present you our products, we are investing a lot of work. 30 trucks, 40-ton trucks are going from Fair to Nuremberg to transport our product walls, our demos, and all the material which we need to individually build up this booth. So we have electricians, we have painters, we have woodworkers, a lot of specialists involved in setting up or in creating this atmosphere for showing you the technology. And if you come and visit us, you can sit also down on one of these 30 tables and then have a chat with us. And one thing where we like to chat about the most at the moment is for sure our modular control cabinet. It's in the highlight forum, and Marvin is with me to tell me a little bit how the feedback of our customers was during the last 12 months.
The feedback was quite impressive for us. People were sometimes a little bit critical in the first place, but once they got to know the system and once they see all the opportunities they have with redesigning their machines, they are really stunned. And when they enter the forum here, our highlight forum at the SPS fair, they are almost impressed by every single detail here with our MX system.
Yeah. You just said, okay, they are sometimes a bit curious because it's so novel. It's a complete new approach to building a control cabinet. And I could imagine that if you want to find a hair in the soup, then you can say, a component is missing. Where's pneumatics in the MX system? Can you maybe share a thought on this?
Yeah, so we are providing a whole variety of portfolio with our MX system, but there are still some components that Beckhoff doesn't offer for the customer, so as well as valves manifold, for example. But what we do with the MX system is we just distribute voltage and EtherCAT throughout the whole topology, so you could also take 24 volts and EtherCAT out of the system to connect a valve manifold, and you can see it just here. There's a valve manifold connected to the MX system, but it could be anything else that just needs power and EtherCAT as a bus system.
Okay, so as a medium, we basically supply energy and data,
right,
and then you can connect, for example, pneumatics or anything else to it. Last but not least, did you find, despite a little bit of skepticism of some customers, already some interested partners to try out the MX system?
Yeah, so at the moment we are planning concepts with our customers, so they come to us or we come to them with a specific machine or application they are thinking about to change that to the MX system, and we are then taking a look at the circuit diagrams and see what kind of modules we can transform to the MX system, and the resonance is quite good at the moment. So we have planned about 2 dozens of different concepts with our customers. So we're on the way, and there are lovely applications coming ahead of us.
Wonderful. I think that's also a pretty nice message for you, because if you have an application for the MX system, if you want to convert your traditional control cabinet to the modular approach from Beckhoff, thank you by the way, Marvin, then we are here to help you. And we are also always super keen to help you with motion. Rob, we have brought this beast of a presenter, I would say, to Nuremberg. Can you maybe explain us a little bit what we want to show here?
So this has a little bit of everything, right? So what we've done is we have the cameras set up to identify parts on the movers, right? We take the movers, we give the parts a little bit of a shake to randomize everything,
Okay.
identify where all the parts are, pick them up, bring them around, again, verify that everything is empty, place them in their proper position, and away it goes, right? So it has a little bit of everything that TwinCAT can do, all on one PC.
Okay, so it's really a whole Beckhoff, yeah, a showcase for the whole Beckhoff toolbox.
Right, it's really not exactly a machine, but it shows everybody here's what's really possible for a machine and a complete system all in one.
Yeah, now let's dive a little bit into your area of specialism. So what is the XTS doing exactly in this machine? What do we want to show here?
So for the XTS, what we're showing that we can, pick up all the parts, put them on the XTS, bring them around, right, and then place them accordingly. So very accurately stop, quick, come into position, place the part, and then continue on.
Yeah. The big thing, or the main thing why we built this demo is the NCT technology, so having the data and the energy on the mover. What do you think will be the future of this technology? What do you think we will see?
Well, customers always do things that we never expect.
Okay.
Right? So here's the idea to say, okay, here's what is possible. So here we have it, and we say, okay, we don't have to have NCT everywhere. We can do it just where we want to actually have an action. So here, anytime we need to do a pick or a place, we have the NCT modules. And as soon as a mover is in that position, we start talking with that mover and can say, okay, here now, this is the position, please place the part there. And then on the same thing on the reverse side, okay, we bring the XPlanar mover in, synchronize it with the XTS mover, and say, okay, now pick that part from here.
Okay, so it's basically a pick and place showcase with NCT. And what I think is super fascinating is our Atro colleagues, the robotic guys, they always say, oh, we have 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 axes. This is actually, with 17 movers equipped, this is a 17 robot system, right?
So, and what we can do here is we can buffer.
Yeah.
Right? Normally you wouldn't buffer with a robot.
Yeah.
So here we can say, okay, we pick all the parts, and perhaps their output is not ready, right? Or it needs to slow down. So now we can buffer up extra parts with the XTS and say, okay, now we're ready to go again, drop all the parts, and continue on.
So we are continuously moving with the product flow. I think that's a very, very nice showcase. A lot of people are stopping here. But I think if I would be a Beckhoff colleague, I would say this demo has one big problem. It has foreign cameras. And I think we can change this.
Yes.
Roland and Bernd are going to talk a little bit about that, what we can do in terms of vision hardware for you and also for our demos in the foreseeable future. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Now this was the Beast, and like Felix said, the Beast had a camera integrated, and this is the hot topic for today because I'm so happy and proud that we can present to you now for the first time on this trade show our vision hardware, our camera hardware. Vision is already a part of TwinCAT for many years, but now vision is not only software anymore. Since this trade show, vision is actually handy. You can touch it because we have cameras, we have lenses, illumination. Let's go, Bernd. What is the portfolio all about and how do we start?
Yes, we start with the camera. It is important for imaging. So we created our own camera with an EtherCAT port for the deep integration in our control system and for the easy handling for our customers, that you can handle it like a motor. You can easily parameterize the camera. And clear, we have a perfect synchronization to any process with distributed clock precision like many of our products. Additionally, we need a second port for the transport of the big amount of image data. So we decided to go here to 2.5 gigabit per second. It's a little bit higher speed than the common camera. And we have this port also in our new portfolio of the IPCs.
Yeah.
So it is a perfect match. And we created also an industrial usable product. So we defined here a grounding thread, which is very important for the machine builder. And we have robust fixing points. And we have also, let's say, a lens protection tube that is the camera in some is IP secure with IP 65 or 67.
Well, that means then customers can expect best hardware from a mechanical point of view, but also best technical functions. You just said we have EtherCAT, but I think you have EtherCAT with power inside the camera, correct?
Yes, yes, it's, power is included. We use EtherCAT P. That is also the cabling in the machine is easier what we can see in the integration wall a little bit more in detail.
Now you already mentioned that we have also a robust connection to the lenses, but do we also make lenses ourselves, or how do we operate with lenses?
We have found a very good partner. With this partner we created our own series of lenses. We have here the same mount like many cameras in the market, the C mount on the camera side and on the lens side. So the lens is also usable with other cameras, or we can use other lenses with our camera. But we decided here also to make an industrial design, very robust clamping, that we have a very good shock and vibration resistance, but also a very good optical quality. We have a very high resolution of the lens that we are future-proof for the next sensors which are really coming in the near future.
Okay.
And so we need two series for matching of all sensors from 1.6 to 24 megapixel.
Obviously, I can only take a picture if I can see something.
Yes.
That means camera and lenses is not everything we offer. So what about our illuminations?
We created many different sizes and form factors of illuminations.
Yeah, huge portfolio, huh? A huge portfolio,
and many sizes. And we created here a 4-color illumination that we can change the color for the best contrast of any object inline in the process, because it's also a EtherCAT P controlled device, so it is also easy to integrate in the machine and easy to synchronize with any process. And we have an input and output that we can combine up to 4 illuminations in one line.
So you can daisy chain actually without separate wiring.
It is here really a one cable technology device.
Okay, now I have best cameras, I have lenses, I got illumination, but at the end it needs to be a system.
It is a
So how do we integrate this finally?
Finally, it is very easy. Every of our customers has a control PC, and normally he has also LAN ports, and with the new PC you can also add the 2.5 gigabit, and you have the EtherCAT where you can add the EtherCAT P output and a little bit extra power for the illumination, and then we go with one cable to the first illumination, to the second, third, fourth illumination in one line. And that is important to make, let's say, a big ring from bar lights, for example, that you have only one sourcing line for 4 illuminations. And we have an extra connector here, the M8 connector. It's also normal EtherCAT P, where we can directly contact the camera. And it is very easy cabling for the machine.
But still here I have everything separately. You also have something which we call then like a combined system. So what is the secret about this finally?
This is, let's say, you can remember here is the outputs of the camera. It is the same, let's say, back part, but it is one block, and we integrated an illumination also with 4 colors. And we integrated a lens with liquid lens focusing, so you can also control the focus inline in the process, maybe for the logistic industry where you have different packet heights, or for the remote control in the machine on the other end of the world. It's very easy to control this device.
So finally, Bernd, you and your team have now a complete portfolio of cameras, lenses, illumination and units, so well done, many, many thanks. And as always, when we talk about new products, we also need to talk about the I/O system, because there's no trade show from Beckhoff without new I/O systems. And therefore, I'd like to hand over to Felix for I/O news.
And there is a good reason why there is no trade show without I/O news. The I/O portfolio is our biggest product area, both in terms of numbers and in terms of product, and it's really the basis for the toolbox which we can offer our customers. And I think it's pretty cool that we can supply you with the complete cabinet, with motion, with XDS, with XPlanar, and especially now also with vision. So there is really Beckhoff becoming your partner in terms of everything which you will need to make your machine run. But the base, as I said, is the I/O terminal, which we started 27 years ago, right?
Right.
And I think I've been telling some lies about the I/O system, because I keep on claiming that we have 1,000 terminals and 100 signals in our portfolio. Is this right? Do I need to apologize to anybody, Michael?
You don't have to apologize, but we have actually just counted how much terminals we really have. So we took our SAP system, website, price list, counted all the terminals, and the result is from all the EtherCAT bus terminals, we have 1,235 different terminals customers can order. And with the terminals for the PCB EJ modules, we have another 67.
Okay.
And the waterproof solution, the EP boxes and other ones, it's another 817. So all together I/O modules our customers can get, it's more than 2,000.
Okay, I would say then I don't have to apologize. I underestimated where we are. And I think if we look back at this time, I think we started with the KL format, with the K-bus at that time in 1995. And over the time, the portfolio has really grown. Maybe you can put a light on the different use cases for the I/O terminals, the different environments, the different things which we can do with it.
Use cases and environments. It's basically like Lego bricks for automation people.
Okay.
You know, and if you have 1,200 different Lego bricks, you can build any castle you like.
Okay.
So it's really not that it's especially just for this and that application. So it's machines, wind turbines. It's really many industries, branches, and applications because of the scalability. So we can scale in price. So simple analog functions or very sophisticated, very precise ones. We can scale in the number of channels. So we can really adjust perfectly to the application requirements and also to the cost requirements.
Okay, so we have the safety world, we have the very high sampling world, the very high sampling rates. We have something for hazardous areas, explosion protection, and I think for us it's always quite fun if we find a new area where we can develop something for. Are there also some things which maybe we have done recently and which you would like to introduce to us, for example, to address a new market?
Of course, we're always doing new things, and a very interesting new market is, for example, the e-mobility.
We have to go over here, right?
For e-mobility, you need to charge your car. And to charge the car, let's say the existing technology is that the charging station is telling the car how much power it can get, so maybe 2 kilowatts or 11 kilowatts. And then you plug in your connector, you have to use your card to pay, and then the car is charged. But it could be done much more clever. For example, if you look in our company, we have 150 charging stations. Everybody comes between 6 and 9, plugging in the car, and then should you charge all the cars with full power? Or
maybe not the best idea.
So, and the good idea about the terminal, which can really communicate in a clever way with the car can tell, okay, I leave at 4 o'clock, and at that time I like to have 80% in my battery. Or you can do it also from the other side, from the TwinCAT side with the open charge control protocol via an app or so that you'd say, okay, at this time I like to leave, and then the car needs to be full.
Okay, so a completely different use case. I mean, it's for sure completely different than a woodworking machine, but still a terminal in the Beckhoff I/O portfolio which increases comfort for charging and which also makes sure that there is a nice load distribution for our grids. Is this correct?
Correct, and you can perfectly adjust. If there's a lot of sun, you have solar power, you can put more energy into the cars, or you do it equal over the day. And together with our energy measurement, and the TwinCAT software functions and interfaces enables you to be the perfect, clever car charging infrastructure.
Okay, a very smart and small addition to the portfolio. A very big addition to the portfolio was 2018, the XPlanar system, something completely new, something which has never really been done by anybody else, and we are proud to show you some new things around that. We taught the movers how to dance with each other, and Roland and Johannes are going to put a light on this new topic as well.
Don't worry, I will not dance, but the beast behind me, of course, has XPlanar integrated. And when we talk about XPlanar, I'm happy that Johannes Beckhoff is a core member in the product management team. So Johannes, you and your team actually develop XPlanar, but you also improve it every time. And what you see here is a simple software improvement, and now the movers can dance. So what do we see here and how it's working?
Yeah, you see, Roland, we enhance the possible movements of the XPlanar because here we see two movers interacting with each other. So in this presenter, we have two movers clamping a payload and then moving it over the plane. And what you see exactly right now is that we have new possible movements which we can do. For example, a 360-degree rotation on the complete area. And for example, we can also, if we are rotated by 45 degrees, for example, we can also move like this in the plane, which brings complete new possibilities to a machine when you want to align your product to something else or any other thing. On the other hand, it also brings much more flexibility to your machine, because it doesn't matter if this payload is a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger or whatever, because our movers simply just go closer together, clamp it a little bit closer, and so we can handle different payloads, different packages or whatever in one machine easily.
These are the same movers, right?
Yeah, totally the same movers. You see them getting the payload just laid down there, and then they are just working individually.
So it's done in software, which is super because you can just update the system. But now, if I count it, now I need 2 movers to manage maybe one workload or one piece of equipment. Now today we have 40 movers maximum in one setup. But that means here I only can carry 20 pieces anymore. So is this a new limitation, and how do we overcome that?
Would be true in theory, because you know, due to the calculation power of your PCs, we are limited to 100 tiles and 40 movers controlled by one PC. And exactly, this would mean just 20 work pieces per PC. But of course we have a solution for that, because customers are asking for bigger systems, bigger than 100 tiles, 500 tiles, 1000 tiles or whatever. And we are also possible to do that now with software. Because what we are doing is that we can connect multiple PCs controlling different XPlanar systems. And so you take different XPlanar systems, put them together, connect the PCs with a communication, and then they can transfer movers from one system to another without you even noticing it. So it's not that the mover has to stop or anything, it's just seamlessly flowing from one system on the other one.
I appreciate this approach because you need more PCs. But that means with the multi-PC technology, I can take the entire booth, it's like 45 meters around, and I make a monster XPlanar system.
Possible.
But I think this is complicated if you have 10 or 20 PCs to program. Is there an easy mode, or how do we manage this?
Kind of. So at first, of course, it's possible to program every PC individually, which is, for example, good for modular machines. So you have one machine module, another machine module, and you can program then in the application individually, independent from each other, and then you connect them and they can just act with each other. But, of course, this whole fair booth, you want to see it as one, right?
Yes.
And so, of course, we have a solution for that, the so-called main PC. And so the main PC is taking care of the complete application and also the path planning of the movers. And then the main PC is where you as a programmer program your system. You just see the complete whole system. And we in the XPlanar software automatically take care in the sub-PCs, controlling the subsystems in order to transfer the movers from one another. So you don't see anything of that. You just see one big system as you do it right now.
Johannes, excellent news, because we have new features, but we also take care about the complexity of the old system. Many, many thanks. And when we talk about complexity, I like to go down now to very simple and basic things. And that's our embedded PC portfolio we call the CX PCs. You might remember we founded the Dinrel PCs already 20 years ago. And it is the most successful PC series we have. And my dear colleague Andreas actually is part of the embedded PC since day one.
This is true.
20 years later, you still have new products because the portfolio is growing and the interest is growing. So what's new on the trade show, brand new on the embedded PCs?
As you know, we expanded our line on the x86 last year, and
on the high-end line.
On the high-end side, and now we're doing the same thing on the lower-end side, on the ARM CPUs, and mainly we have a technological step forward. We are introducing new 64-bit CPUs with many-core technology on ARM. And our ARM products are the lower range of products up to the midterm of or mid-size of functionality. And we do that by presenting 2 new CX devices. One is called CX8200 and one is called CX9240. What's the difference? The difference is that this one is smaller, has only 2 cores and 1 gigabyte of RAM. And this is a higher equipped device with 2 gigabytes of RAM and 4 cores, and it also offers a video output.
Okay, but if it's on the low end, there's no motion, there's no special functions, it's just a little like PLC device.
Well, one might think so,
okay.
But the news here is that even with such a small device, where you would not expect it, it has the ability to control like 3 to 5 servo axes, which means it's very well suited for smaller machinery that has even complicated servo movement. Yeah.
Okay. And the one in your hand can even do
And
more?
the one in my hand, since it's running the new operating system called TwinCAT BSD, it is also able to host a full-blown HMI with our product TwinCAT HMI.
Yeah.
And as a side note, TwinCAT BSD is our new operating system, also for ARM devices, but as well for x86 devices. And we put a lot of hope in this new operating system because it's a natural successor to our Windows CE products.
Well, these are excellent news again, Andreas, which is the latest product update. So we have new embedded PCs. We integrate the new operating system. It's long time available. Andreas, you need to stay many, many more years with the company if you have so many great news all the time.
I'm motivated.
Let's sum it up about the great news. I got a couple of minutes left, and I would like to show you at the end a few of our showcases which we presented at the trade show. Because there are so many exhibits around which we haven't touched yet. And one of my favorite exhibits is right here. You might remember that we talked about ATRO, Automation Technology for Robotics by Beckhoff. So this modular robot where you just plug parts together. Now this exhibit here shows the integrated communication, because you see fluids, electricity, communication in a single axis, like a rotary table. Let's go up to the next level. This is my preferred one because it combines the panel. We use the internal gigabit Ethernet for our CP-Link 4. We have endless rotation, and this is just moving permanently 2 axes. Hey, make it simple. Take 3 axes and make your own Delta robot. All integrated into TwinCAT, the same software suite, all in real time, done in a heartbeat. And last but not least, sounds very familiar and classical. It's a 4-ax robot, which you can also assemble, and on top you even see some EJ modules from IIO system. A wonderful showcase of ATRO. And the next showcase is on the other side of our booth. Let's see what is going on over there.
One of the smallest, but for me, my dearest demo is standing here. The very, very small XPlanar, 2 movers chasing each other around 2 tiles. Rotation with up to 10 Hertz shown on this demo. By the way, we can do it up to 20 Hertz, at least when we test with our stuff. And everything is controlled by just one very small IPC. So you just need the XPlanar tiles, the XPlanar movers, then you can do such wonderful things, and some bricks in the bottom to make sure that the demo is not falling over. Another topic which we did not discuss this week is linear motors, and especially cogging compensation. So as you know, Beckhoff offers own linear motors, the AL8000 series, and the AL8000 series is an iron-based linear motor. And this means we have cogging. And to avoid the negative effects of cogging, we have invented the machine learning-based cogging compensation. You just make a reference movement once you have set up your machine. We save the data, we train a small neuronal network with it, and then we can pre-control the current controller to make sure that the leg distance error is not getting so big. And this means we can reduce the leg distance error by the margin of 5, so the leg distance error is getting 5 times smaller than it usually would be. A very small and software-based improvement for our system, and I think this is a very, very nice end for the 3 days of the SPS trade show. Roland, do you agree?
Yes, I totally agree. Now, and luckily for us, 3 days, what is going on? I promised to tell you where you are watching from.
Oh, yeah, very good.
This is amazing. Somebody wrote they're watching from Bielefeld. This is a German insight. Bielefeld is not existing, but this is just a German little thing. So there's China and India and Norway, Malaysia, Australia, Austria, Thailand, from the Kosovo, Sweden, Italy, Finland, from Slovenia, and from Saudi Arabia. So automation is international, right? And that's what we also always do and like to support our global business. Now here's the team of the day. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to all of us supporting, right? And thank you to you. Please stay with Beckhoff. Enjoy what we do. If you like the products, use them. And just come back when we see you next time. All the best. Have a great day. Bye-bye from Beckhoff in Nürnberg. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.